Why you keep going back to drinking. Welcome, gorgeous souls. Today we are covering stage 2 of the Wellness Tree journey. This is all about the roots, and we are covering the toe dipper stage. So I am Kath Nolden. If you're new to my world or you've been following me for a while, I'm Kath. I'm from the Wellness Tree, founder of the Wellness Tree, and I love to help and support sober curious business owners, leaders, creatives, people who just love personal development, growing, and who are sober curious, sober serious, maybe questioning their relationship with alcohol, wanting to create a new relationship with alcohol, whether that's less, whether that's none. We're all in different places with that. Welcome to you ladies who are joining me live. Thank you for being here. Pop a hello in the comments. Let me know where you're from. If you're watching the replay later, pop me a hello. Please give this video a heart or a like. And if you're watching this on YouTube, big warm welcome to you here. Say hi in the comments. So I want to cover the toe dipper stage today. Last week, we did the ostrich, where she's burying her head in the sand. She has her bum in the air, and I came along, and if that's you, I gave you a loving kick up the bum, because that's exactly what happened to me. And that's the thing about grey area drinking. It's not obvious, sometimes, real problematic drinking, although it can be, but it's not end of spectrum drinking where somebody would need to be medically detoxed. For me, I was drinking at my worst about a bottle of wine every day, more at weekends. I was functioning fine on the outside, but inside it felt so heavy, and I tried for years to moderate, and I could for a little while, and then I couldn't, and it was always this constant struggle to kind of maintain that state. So I finally decided to go alcohol free. However, that was not a sudden quick thing that just happened. And if that's you, I totally get it. It can take months, it can take years. And some people can just stop just like that. The point is, we're all different. And wherever you are, just know that that's fine, that's okay. And what I'm here to do is bring the Wellness Tree to you and help you to access your own inner wellness tree. And that is my step-by-step methodology that I used when I started my alcohol freedom journey 10 years ago. That has been messy. I have had a few drinking experiments in the first, end of the first year, end of the second year, and so on, but I haven't had any alcohol at all in the last 5 years. I then started a sugar freedom journey and now found sugar freedom. I'm super low sugar, don't have sugar very often at all. Point is, I have lost that need, that actual hungry tiger need to fill that void, that hole within. And I did that and started my business in the early days as well, just doing all of that, growing my business with zero alcohol, with low sugar, wanting to really live a conscious, intentional, slow and simple lifestyle. I honestly do love the simple things in life. And, you know, the Wellness Tree, it's another world. I've really honestly had so much struggle trying to bring this into the world and explain it in a way. And so now what I'm able to do is introduce you to these 4 stages. And this is going to help you to understand where you feel like you most resonate with. So, today is toe dipper, and I'm going to lovingly call you out if you're a toe dipper, because I've been there, certainly in my alcohol journey, stopping drinking. I've been there in many different life areas as well, which is what the Wellness Tree really helps us to understand, because it's not just about not drinking, it's building a life where we don't need alcohol. Alcohol just melts away. This is what I love to do with our Strong Roots community, because it's all about building a root system internally where you feel calm and steady and supported, so that you don't need to numb and escape, and that you can actually build a life that feels joyful, that feels you're actually doing your mission. You're actually here creating the life that you want to be living, that you want to create. And we can all have this, but we do need some guidance, okay? So the toe dipper is the woman who is feeling and knowing that something doesn't feel right anymore. Maybe you've noticed your drinking habits have changed, you're drinking more often, you're not able to, not have wine or beer or whatever when you said you wouldn't, and you just don't feel right about it anymore. Maybe you're in a phase of life where you just don't want that, and you're questioning drinking, but you're not fully kind of stopping drinking or all in not drinking. You're not sure, and that's perfectly fine. That's absolutely fine. You're just curious, you're testing, you're maybe feeling like two different people, which is how I was. Maybe you've had moments where you said to yourself, that's it, I'm done. I'm done. I'm just, this isn't working anymore. I'm done. I'm tired of this. I'm exhausted of thinking about drinking all the time, wasting my weekends, wasting my money, wasting my precious time and my energy, and I don't feel like me anymore. Comment done if that's you, because I really get it, and so many people here do too. But then you said, that's it, I'm done, and then you find yourself back drinking again. And you're like, oh, that's okay, I'll start Monday. I know I need to look at this, but I can't deal with it yet. And it's not really rock bottom, but something feels off within you. And you're noticing you have low energy, no energy, you're exhausted. It's that soul tiredness. It's that lack of self-trust. It's waking at 3 a.m. with anxiety and thinking, what am I doing? And how do I stop this ridiculous problem? I can't seem to do it. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with you. Nothing wrong with you. You can feel the impact that your drinking habits are having. Now, just know, as I said, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You're in a stage of your journey with this. This is about the nervous system. This is about primal wiring. This is about learning to tame and settle that animal within. We need to work with this, not avoid it, squash it, push it away. And that has nothing to do with the actual alcohol. This has everything to do with how you're regulating yourself, how you're working with all parts of yourself. And this is exactly the work that we do in Strong Roots. So you're not broken. You need a root system to support you. So the toe dipper, she's no longer in denial like the ostrich is. She's not burying her head in the sand. She's taken her head out of the sand. And the amazing thing about ostriches is they have really far distant eyesight. they can see really clearly for miles. So what that means is, you, maybe not right now, because maybe you're kind of foggy headed and you're unclear and you're so in your head with this, you can't see it, but clear the fog away, you will be able to see what you actually really want. And maybe this is a feeling, like I just want to be free. I don't want to think about this anymore. But maybe I don't want to be alcohol free. I do, I don't, I do, I don't. It feels overwhelming, complicated. And I'm here to say, wrap all that up in a little bundle and pop it to the side, because we don't need to worry about it. What we need to worry about is anchoring. So Ostrich can see, she can see her pleasure island. She can see that she wants to be free, but she's not actually sure how she's going to get there. But she knows it's going to take a while. She's prepared for it to be, okay, this is a journey. Maybe I can actually get curious about this, turn this into more of an adventure and enjoy the journey. Yes, enjoy the journey. That means not fearing cravings, not having fear of missing out anymore, because you're going to learn all of that. You're going to learn the skills, and when you put the skills into practice and you do some alcohol-free stretches, and maybe you've done them before already and you know how good it can feel, and if you haven't experienced that yet, I highly encourage you to actually do some alcohol-free days, but get yourself a toolbox in place, because you're going to want to build your root system. Again, we do all this in Strong Roots. This is the in-between stage. So we can feel quite lost here, quite wibbly wobbly. That's okay. But the toe dipper, she's thinking about change. So she's seeing kind of where she wants to go. She's got the next few steps. She's thinking about stopping drinking. She's actually stopped drinking. She's trying experiments like a week, no alcohol, 30-day experiments, but she's stopping and starting. She's learning, you know, she's consuming loads of content, maybe podcasts, YouTube videos. She's reading personal development books, books on quitting alcohol, rewiring, mindset, all of the things. She knows a lot. And she's reflecting, maybe she's thinking a lot, and she's wobbling. But the thing is that most people don't realise is that this isn't a thinking journey. This is actually something that comes from the neck down, which is exactly what we work on in Strong Roots, because mindset is only 30% of it, and the rest is about working with our nervous system and teaching the body a new way of being. We have to rewire all of us, all of ourselves, and this takes time. So lovely toe dipper, she's standing at the water's edge. She can see Pleasure Island, her paradise lifestyle. I call it the paradise lifestyle because the wellness tree does help us to find that peace within, that freedom within that we actually want, and the root system helps us to get there. So she's standing at the edge, she's testing the water, and she's really thinking, why can't I just decide and stick to it? Why am I strong in the morning, I'm really determined, and then the evening comes, I'm out buying the wine again. I popped in for milk, I came out with 3 bottles of wine and a load of junk maybe. Why? She's saying to herself, I know all of this, but why am I still here? I don't get it. She's also thinking, maybe I don't have a real problem. All of my friends are drinking this. Some of my friends are drinking way more than I do. and I can stop drinking, you know, I can do it. And maybe I just need to try harder. Maybe I just need to work really hard and really disciplined at learning to moderate. Maybe I'm overthinking all of this, but I do want to feel free around it. And I was there, I've been there, I totally understand. So there's lots of mental negotiation at this stage. We're having these long conversations in our head, maybe all day, or, you know, it sounds like we've got the wine witch yapping away in our ear, and we're not present. We're not present at all. And maybe you're making loads of mistakes, you're distracted. Now, all of this thinking that we're doing here is costing us our precious energy, our precious life force energy. And this has such a knock-on effect in our different life areas. You know, the way we're eating, the way we're looking after ourselves, the way we're showing up in our business or our work, the way we're leading ourselves, the effect it has on our relationships and being present with our loved ones and kids and dogs and cats and the home and everything that we care about. These thinking patterns are so expensive. They are so expensive, and we don't realise we're doing it because we have been doing this maybe for years. Maybe these thinking patterns have been a protective mechanism that we have been using as a coping strategy since we were children, when maybe like me, it didn't feel safe to be in your home. It didn't feel safe to be at school. And so maybe you disconnected from your body, and maybe you used sugar or alcohol or cigarettes or coffee or scrolling or shopping or any of the other things that we all do as a way of coping, as a way of trying to regulate. And the way I see it is that alcohol problems, they may feel like such huge problems. But what I realised 10 years ago, when I was crying and just swearing in my journal, asking God, whoever, some mysterious force out there, please help me. I just don't know what to do. And I was so tired. I was absolutely so tired. And I was hiding this heavy secret of over-drinking every night and trying to disguise my wine breath and trying to hide behind a smile. My eyes were open, but my soul wasn't there. I couldn't see the spirit in my eyes when I looked in the mirror. I just looked lost. Maybe you resonate. Pop me a yes if that's you too. I so understand. So in this place, there's lots of, it feels heavy, all of this thinking. So, you know, it's feeling being pulled between these two identities, the drinking version, the not drinking version, the not sure quite where we fit version, one foot in both worlds. One foot's wanting to stay safe on our beach, but that's Pain Island. But we know that, it's comfortable, we understand that, it's familiar. Our brain wants to keep us safe in this place. But our soul wants us to dip that toe in. In fact, it wants us to get both feet in, get swimming, get to Pleasure Island. And it's not a million miles away out there. It's here. It's right now in this present moment. We just have to decide. But Toe Dipper is very emotional. She's bringing all of this thinking and these feelings to it. She's thinking about, what about the cravings? What about the fear of missing out? What about life's going to be no fun anymore? How am I going to be around my friends that are still drinking? How am I going to do business without wine? How am I going to serve my clients? How am I going to cope with that load that I carry, that big space that I'm holding for my lovely clients? I need something to settle and soothe. And she's thinking all of these things. How can I possibly do life without drinking? And she terrifies herself with these thoughts. So she goes back to day one again, and she says, I'll start Monday. I know I'm going to do it. I haven't figured it out yet, but I'll just wait till I'm in a place. I just need to gather my strength. I need to get in the right mindset. This is the awakening stage. This is when it's knock, knock, knock at the door. Come on. Soul whispers. You can feel it. You can feel change is knocking on your door. You can feel it. And I know you can feel it because when you do things, when you take actions that don't feel aligned, you feel it in your heart. You feel the misalignment, and there's no judgment from me because I've been there too. This is actually such a powerful gift from the universe because it's the chance and the opportunity for us to create positive change, for us to make a next great choice, to actually have an on-track day. And in Strong Roots, I love to help my ladies to create on-track days, even if they're messy, even if they're not perfect. Because perfect doesn't create, who we really want to be. Think of a potter. It's going to be messy. We've got our hands dirty, get our hands dirty, mould ourselves, shape ourselves, okay? This is us awakening, but it's without structure. And the real problem, it's not lack of willpower, it's not lack of being intelligent and not knowing enough, and it's not a lack of desire and not wanting it badly enough. Because we can want it badly and still not change. It's not having a root system in place that's the problem. And so Toe Dipper, she's relying on motivation, she's deciding in the moment, and she's really getting pulled about by her emotions and her environment, people, places and things. So what's actually happening in this moment is this that we can't see. What's actually happening is she's outgrowing the old identity. She's waking up, she's outgrowing it, but she's not actually anchored in the new identity. The one that's not drinking, or the one that's been drinking less and she's not quite into no alcohol. So part of her wants freedom and the other part of her wants relief. And this creates tension. This tension is completely and utterly normal. It's normal. It's part of being a human being. We feel this tension, we feel this resistance, and that is the teacher. And we get to work with this. We have to meet this, work with this, understand it, bring it along. Alcohol, think about what alcohol has been for you. For me, it was about switching off. It was about exhaling at the end of the day. It was like, that switch off. It was a coping tool. It helped me, as I thought, with anxiety, although it didn't. But now, without alcohol, if you're in this stage, it can be bringing up irritability, boredom, restlessness. It can be bringing up loneliness, fear of missing out, being uncomfortable with your present self, which is the new self that you haven't actually practiced wearing the shoes of yet, because it feels new, it feels weird. It's like, oh, I don't know about this. I remember it so well. Keep going, because what feels new and uncomfortable, we get to wear them in, just like new shoes. So the nervous system, here's the truth about the nervous system. We are now, in this stage, actually feeling what was lying underneath the drinking. And that can feel really uncomfortable. So we now want to be soothing and settling and regulating our nervous system in healthy ways, with new habits, new rituals. So we don't want to be trying harder, we don't want to be more disciplined, we want to be more committed in building roots, creating the support that we need, and leading ourselves well. Now I've got 4 shifts here for you, 4 core shifts. Shift number 1, going from vague hope to creating a simple plan. This is super, super simple, and we need to keep it simple. So let's say you're thinking, I'll try, but I know it doesn't work. So that used to be something I'll say, oh, I'll try, but really I know this isn't going to work. And one of the ladies in Strong Roots, actually it wasn't one of the ladies in Strong Roots, it was my accountability buddy for my sugar freedom journey. And we were chatting about what we really noticed, like new nuggets that we've really noticed about ourselves. And one of the things that my friend said was, it was her son's birthday coming up at the weekend, and she really wanted to stay on track, and she made a plan ahead of time for that specific time. And there was somebody in Strong Roots talking about this, and I encourage people to do this, because this is also what I'm doing coming up soon when I'm going on holiday, for staying on track with food, because when we're on holiday, that can be a real trigger time, can't it? So deciding ahead of time, making a plan ahead of time. So let's say alcohol. Are you drinking? Are you not drinking? I'm hoping you're going to say you're not drinking, because I'm not judging, but I do love it when people go alcohol free, because it really is, you know, it is just amazing having an alcohol free life in so many ways. But decide ahead of time, are you drinking? How much are you drinking? Or are you not drinking? And if you're still drinking, that is part of the alcohol freedom journey, because you are getting and gathering your evidence from drinking, what it's giving you, what you're noticing, what it's taking, and all of these kind of things. And you can keep a diary to really look at this information. Create an evening plan and what is replacing the alcohol. This removes negotiation. It removes all of that head work. This saves you so much energy, so much time. This is so freeing in itself. It's why I call it having a freedom plan. Number 2 is to go from overthinking and go to anchoring. So we want to have less thinking and more doing. And I'm talking about doing one thing. creating one simple anchor for you. So these would be things like simple, nourishing things, like something to do with food, something nourishing. It could be a walk in nature. It could be an invigorating shower or a bath that's really relaxing with some bath salts or lovely oil that you like. It could be creating a little tea ritual with some posh china just for you because you're worth it. It could be an early night with a really good book. Something that feels calming, soothing and anchoring. And this is teaching your brain that you support yourself differently now. Get into those new shoes. Get into those new identity shoes. Try them on for size. Try them on for an evening. Do you know, you could even get a pair of shoes that you would love to wear, that you've been thinking, oh, I don't know, maybe you have some heels or something, some glamorous shoes, and you're like, I'd love to wear these, but there's not really been that occasion for them. Why not pop them on? Why not pop them on at home? Why not? Get your glam rags on and just get into character of being that new you. Honestly, I love, one of my secrets is to treat what sometimes feels so huge as these big life changes that we're doing, whether it's alcohol or sugar, whatever. Just imagine you're on stage. Just imagine you're just getting into another character. Who do you love to, who inspires you? Whose characteristics do you love? They will also be in you. Get into this character, get into this new version of you that you want to be. Number 3 is go from reacting to noticing. This is the really deep work. We're doing this in Strong Roots. It's catching something in the moment. Asking yourself, what am I feeling? What happened before this point? What was the trigger? And what do I actually need? So that teaches us, I can see what's happening. This is building the awareness. This takes time. And then number 4, we want to go from all or nothing to having a quick return. So we don't want to spiral if we've wobbled. We don't want to stay there too long. We want to get back on track with no drama. And 3 questions that my clients use are, number 1, what happened? Number 2, what was missing? Where was I not supporting myself? Number 3, what do I need to strengthen? And then you can get back on track, no drama. So often it's limiting beliefs and thoughts that we're thinking, or we're not supporting our nervous system in some way. Always regulation first. Create that safety, that baseline safety. Get ourselves back on board. So just knowing that inconsistency here, it's not weak, it's not failing, it's practicing, it's becoming aware, it's learning to be responsible and responsive and self-led. And so important that we're not abandoning ourselves in this moment. Also, I've got to quickly wrap up. I'm just going to leave you with understand that we're letting go of an old identity. This can feel like a grief, a real grief, like a death, because that's really what it is. But with that comes new beginnings, new starts, fresh energy. You can feel sad and still move forwards. But that has to be met with lots of kindness, lots of compassion and understanding, and just nurturing yourself like a little baby seedling. What do I need right now? What would feel really good right now? You've got to be so close and in with and for yourself to get you into the next step, into the next great choice. And keep consistent with this, because you're going to build self-trust. You're going to feel calmer. Evenings will feel calmer. Weekends will feel calmer. You'll be letting go of things that don't feel good anymore. And so freedom will start to feel more real, more steady. So let me just check that I've covered everything. Yeah. The next stage is the swimmer, which we'll be covering next week. And this is really where Toe Dipper has got both feet in the water. She's like, right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take a break, or I'm going to give this a go longer term, but not thinking that, just keeping it really small, really in the day. And I'm just going to let go of perfection, of not having it all figured out. I'm just going to go for it. And what we really need is a freedom plan. It's having that anchored support in place, supporting the nervous system, having accountability, having the structure, having the framework, having a community. That's exactly what Strong Roots is for. That's exactly what we're doing in Strong Roots right now. You can join anytime. The price is currently £59 per month. You can cancel anytime. You get access to all of the past calls. You get access to all the tools and resources that you need to leave grey area drinking, to break the cycles, and to find your freedom and create on-track days your way that actually feel really good. And we have a private WhatsApp community, so if you are on the go and you just need to pop someone a message, you can just post you can comment in our WhatsApp group on your phone, wherever you are, so it's always in your back pocket, and you can ask a question, you can share a win, you can share a struggle, and it's a really small community. And I love it, and I wish I'd had this when I started my alcohol freedom journey. That's where I'm really focusing at the moment, is Strong Roots, getting this root system, in place, helping people with their freedom plan. If that sounds good to you and you'd love further details, drop details in the comments. I'll pop them over to you. I'd love to have you join us. I am going to start an application process, because I only want people who are genuinely wanting to learn how to drink less to none, to settle and soothe the nervous system, to show up in their days, in their mission, creating the life that they actually want to be living. Okay? So I hope this has helped. Join me same time next week. We will be diving into the gorgeous swimmer and figuring out, how do we do this? So any questions, let me know. Feel free to private message me, and I will stop talking now, and I'll see you next week. Take care, gorgeous soul.